We initially all saw the same clip. He was helping out that lady, and then all of a sudden the first reaction is, wait a minute, what just happened here? Then we all had to hear how amazing of a guy he was. He was gentle. He was the kind of guy that you would want your daughter to bring home, which Anna Navarro, I think, said that. Said he's the kind of guy that you want your daughter to bring home, something like that. I'm paraphrasing. And you see the clip, and you hear how many times the weapon that was used, how many 100 plus, uncommanded discharges the gun had, the 320. Vinny, what's the
P3226 sour that has accidental misfiring.
Over 100 lawsuits alleging that the accidental discharge. So when he took it away, the discharge, and then that prompted the other officer, the other agent to shoot. So all of that stuff we've all seen, right? Then we see this.
I don't
clip.
remember seeing an accidental discharge.
That's what they're saying, that there was an accidental.
When they disarmed him, the guy that grabbed the gun, they're saying that gun went off. The one that he grabbed, Chris, from the Pretti guy, that discharge prompted all them.
They're saying it. We don't know
for sure.
Although it would shine some light on why the other officers seem to move so quickly. In the moment.
Yeah, but
I don't know it yet.
We don't know it yet. And
I think all of it, guys, needs to be investigated.
100%.
Everything we're doing right now is speculation, just so you know that, right? So, and then, by the way, comments were made on both sides, off the cuff, too early, emotional, that both sides screwed up with. So let's not sit here and only put it on one side.
I'm with you.
But let's watch this clip, Rob, of Elizabeth Warren. This one just got viral 2 days ago. We haven't reacted to it yet. Me and Rand Paul reacted to this yesterday, but the interview is not out yet. So here's Elizabeth Warren, and apparently I think BBC, somebody identified that is 93%, 94% most likely Alex Pretti. Go ahead, Rob.
Caring for people was at the core of who he was. He was incapable of causing harm. Alex carried patience, compassion, and calm as a steady light within him. Even at the very end, that light was there. I recognized his familiar stillness and signature calm composure.
Yeah, okay, so then you see that, right? Yeah. And you see the video of what's happened here. Open-ended. What is your thoughts? Maybe, take a minute or two here and give us your thoughts on what you think happened here.
Early assessments of his character were exaggerated because of what we see. This is somebody doing something that most people would never do, even if they share his politics and opinions about ICE. This is violent. This is aggressive. This is wrong. It's not even arguably. It is a crime. He is not protesting. This is criminal activity. It would fall into the category of rioting. It does not change my analysis of his death at all, except for one troubling thing that is counterintuitive at this point. I wonder if the cops who throw him around here are the same or knew about this in the second incident where he was killed, and that didn't motivate the aggression towards him. I don't know, but everybody's saying this is proof that he asked for it 11 days later. I see it the other way. How do I need to know that none of the same guys were present or heard about it and acted upon him because of what had happened 11 days earlier? But the shooting itself is isolated, not just legally. That's not even a close call. This would never come into evidence. Why? Federal Rule 403, probity versus prejudice. And this is obviously prejudicial. How is it probative of what happened 11 days later when you have video of the entire incident? So the shooting, the death, stands as something that has to be justified in a way that it has not been to this point. It looks like a bad shoot. This informs you about his character, 100%. 100%. They are different things to me.
That wouldn't be admitted in a court of law? This guy, this angel, this amazing nurse that never done anything wrong.
But that wouldn't be an either.
A week earlier, he's assaulting a police officer's car?
No, there's a report up there. By the way, this incident, they have to fill out a report and say individual X, Y, and Z, and now there's video to
Did it show the video of him spitting on them or no?
No, it happened right at the beginning.
Another video of him spitting.
No, yeah,
yes.
it's here, but you just can't see the angle.
Yes, he definitely in the video spits at them.
Yeah.
Watch this. Go ahead, Ron.
And gives him the finger.
It says, come get me.
It says, come assault me.
Yeah.
You don't think you're going to remember a guy like that?
I think you would remember.
Of course you're going to remember a guy like that.
Boom, spits at him. Yep.
And now he kicks the thing, And now they get out, and they come and they rough him up for what he was doing.
Do you not think ICE already knows who this guy is? And the rage, the anger, even his parents said, don't go out there.
If they did, they have a problem.
But it's, I mean,
they have a problem.
I don't know.
If it gets shown that it's the same guys or that they knew about this going into the second one.
Motive?
Well, motive is not part of the legal equation, but state of mind, yes.
State of mind for the ICE agent? Like meaning it's a revenge type of case?
Yep. Oh, look who it is again.
I don't.
Oh, you think you're going to get in our face again after I'm the guy you spit at?
What are
you know, if that is
unpack
true.
that for me, Chris. As a lawyer, unpack it
As
for
a
me.
lawyer,
Yeah.
here's what the concern would be. Okay, is that if what you're saying is true, which again we don't know, but if you knew it was me, and if you remembered from the last time or you'd heard about me 11 days earlier, and that wound up forming your state of mind, your intentions toward me, I'm going to rough this guy up.
How would you use that as a lawyer? I'm the client. I'm Pretti. How do you use that as a lawyer?
This was clearly an intentional killing, which, by the way, I don't believe necessarily. I do not know enough. But here would be the legal argument. You knew it was him.
Mm-hmm.
You hate him because of what he did the last time. And that's why there were so many of you, so aggressive, so fast, and shooting him so many times. That would be the argument. Is that true? I have no idea whether that is true. But I do know that framing the second incident by this first one is a public trial, not a legal one. The shooting stands on its own unless you can show that the reason that happened is because this happened. And that is not easy, and it's not even easy to get into a trial.
Flip the argument. Be the other side. Argue for the other side.
Other argument is this. This guy was in the business of pushing ICE agents to break. That's what he does. That's what Renee Good does. That's what all these people are doing. And some of them are paid to do it, organized to do it. It's not organic. So 11 days later, he did what he does. They grabbed the woman. They did whatever they did to the woman. That was his opportunity. He comes in. He says things that you can't hear on the tape. He's touching them. He's resisting them. He's pushing them to break. So he got what he asked for, as people on the right are saying, FAFO. Does that make it legally justified? Probably not. Why? One of the two parties has a duty to be trained to de-escalate and not to be what they come upon, not to match energy. So, but legally, that would be it. Now we know what this guy's motivation was. That's what instigated the incident. Does that absolve the officers? No, but it complicates the analysis. That's the two ways to look at it.
Yeah, so I appreciate you going back to the other side and pointing that out.
You're like doing your taxes.
I think it's kind of, I don't know, I think we have to be careful about floating, you know, it's for the investigation to find out which officers were involved, were they the prior officers involved. And I hear what you're saying. In a court of law, I'm speeding. They can't bring up that I was speeding as a 16-year-old 10 years ago. Was I categorically found to be speeding with a fully calibrated radar device at the time? All of the evidence very isolated to that crime, that day, that situation. And you can't go back to it. It's not just public opinion, though. You can go back and look at this and ask yourself deeper questions about, okay, who's getting the guy revved up? Who's he organizing with? How does he know to be here? There's a whole lot of things that are going on. The way he's yelling, the way he's positioning, that we have found playbooks over the last 10 days that were being circulated on Reddit, that were being referenced on Signal. So there were people out there that were getting this guy going. And to walk into that environment with a firearm, with reputable reports from mainstream media that went to his parents because they want the crying mother, get the widow on the set, we need dirty laundry. They went to them and they were saying, we told him not to go down there. We didn't think it was a good idea. And so you go and you look at this and you go and this is frame by frame played out. You can reach one conclusion. Play it at full speed and see what certainly appears to be subject to investigation, that gun discharging. It was a gun he was carrying discharged. So if he's not carrying a weapon, the weapon doesn't discharge, he's probably still there. Don't wrestle with officers. He appeared to be reaching for the cartridges, which is where the holster was.
He did. It looked like he grabbed one.
Well, now you're out over your skis. I've watched this probably 80 times. You're not going to show me that in the video. Could it be developed as evidence from
then
testimony?
Let me back up 4
Maybe.
seconds and say,
And by the
is
way,
it
who
a
says
good
that
idea
gets
to
you
be
the death
wrestling
penalty?
with law enforcement officers while
Wrestling
you're
with law
carrying?
enforcement is a huge mistake. Resisting is a huge mistake. Every lawyer will tell you. And I know that's emotionally unsatisfying for people who want to resist and who want to oppose. Every lawyer will tell you, fight the fight once the arrest is made. Do not fight the arrest. You're going to lose. There's no question about that. Does it deserve the death penalty? You're saying yes.
I don't think he got that. No. I'm not saying he deserved the death penalty. It is a tragic, unfortunate, avoidable outcome that he put himself into the middle of.
Who was it avoidable by? Who was it able
If
to be avoided
he's not
by?
resisting the officers, it doesn't happen.
Chris, you know,
They were not, because the
That's
things,
a but-for analysis. The proximate
Okay, hang
analysis,
on,
the
Chris.
legal analysis is
People
the
have been
officers
saying-
have the duty to de-escalate. They did not.
there are tons of people in mainstream media that are calling this, a vicious murder. He was executed in the back of the head. No, he wasn't. You want to see a vicious murder? Go look at the way MS-13 conducts things. Those are vicious murders. This was not an execution. This was not the mob taking Saddam Hussein to the end of the alleyway and executing him against the wall. Those are executions at the hands of the mob.
But I'm not saying
those
that.
Well, too many people are, and
But
I
I'm
think
not.
you have to look at
You
this.
got me here, brother. Look at my shirt. I bought it just for you.
But are you ready for this, Chris? I carry a gun every single day, all the time, no matter what. And if I know I'm going to get into a fight, or if I know I'm going to go into a, guess what? I'm not bringing the gun because by the way, Second Amendment, I love it. Good for him. Congratulations. When you're going into that situation, by the way, in that first video, did you see what did he have in his back of his pants the first time?
Maybe a weapon.
Maybe 90%, I would say he had the gun, but they pushed him away and they had to take the person that they detained and they wanted to get rid of him. They wanted to get this person, I don't know what they were for. I know as a gun owner, as an educated ex-military, military police, if you're going to go into that situation carrying a gun, you better expect that's going to happen, Chris. And mind you, these are human beings. Besides the training, you're in a scuffle, there's a gun. In that split second, anybody can watch Monday Night Quarterback watching it. Oh, slow motion, there's the gun. It's happening in real time. A gun went off, everybody panics, and guess what? You said FAFO. My thing is, crap happens. Okay, that type of situation happens. But the real thing, and you mentioned it, Chris, I think Pat did, I'm sorry. Who is talking to you and who's motivating you to where your parents say, I don't know what the hell happened to him. I don't know who he's hanging out with. All the signal chats, all the stuff, it was all coordinated. And then when the governor and the mayor and Ilhan Omar are saying, Gestapo, Hitler, Nazis, go after them. Think about it, Chris. He thinks in his head, these are Nazis, and I could yell at them. And not like the Jews couldn't say anything during the Holocaust and everything. They couldn't yell at Nazis. I have the power. I can yell at these Nazis. I could tell them to go to hell. I could spit on them, and nothing's going to happen. Let's take that step back. And how did he get to that point? You're a nurse. What? And by the way, have you ever tried to kick the freaking tail light off of a car? No. That's not easy, bro. That's not easy. I tried to do it when Adam had a car. But my point is, it's the mentality of how we got to this point in this country.
I don't have any problem with everything that you're saying. I mean, some of the things I don't agree with in terms of whether they happened or not, but that's not the point. Mm-hmm. The legal analysis of the shoot does not involve any of that. The legal analysis of the shoot is not about how mad the guy was. These are people who are trained and given color of authority to deal with people at their worst. That's the job. Then don't do the job. Forget about it was accidentally discharged. The one thing that I think should be consensus is, should there be a law that you cannot carry a weapon into a protest?
Is it not in
Minnesota, you're allowed.
In Minnesota, you could.
And most do it state by state, but I don't know what's stopping having a federal law.
Yeah, but here's my question, Chris. If there's a federal, like the ICE was conducting federal duties, and you interfere in that sense,
Border Patrol.
I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I don't know about the law in that sense. Not a Minnesota thing, but if they're conducting duty and you show up with a gun and you get into a confrontation, I don't see how
look,
that's
the Second
legal.
Amendment guys aren't gonna like us for this, but I mean, it does seem that the one thing everybody agrees on is that he shouldn't have had the weapon with him if he was going to engage
100%.
in the kind of stuff that he was. Now, I wish everybody thought about it the way you do and the way I do, especially on a personal level. Like if I thought I were going to mix it up as a gun owner, I'm not bringing the weapon unless I think my life is in danger. That's why I have the weapon.
Yeah.
But he didn't make that choice. Should it be put upon you that it should be the law that you can't bring a weapon into a situation like that? The Second Amendment guys will never allow it.
Of course.
Never. But it is interesting that we've seen this flip about, and I think it's about the desperation of advantage, but also sometimes things just through the lens of right and wrong make sense. You don't bring a weapon to a place like this. Only bad shit can happen. That's right, wrong. But we don't see things that way. We see things right, left. And Alex Pretti is a perfect example of that. It's crazy how it's a Rorschach test, how it's not about reasonable. It's about which side do I support. And more of our things are becoming that. And that's why I'm so afraid that the violence gets worse, which is why I said anything to Scott Jennings in the first place. I don't want to hurt Scott. I liked working with him. I think he's smart. I think he's really valuable to CNN. But you keep talking this talk. Imagine, Vinny, you and me, like you say something. I'm like, yeah, Vinny, and what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
As soon as this mic is off and Pat's not looking at me, what do you think's going to happen then? You'd be like, whoa, what are you doing, man? You're supposed to be friends. You're not a friend. You're not friends, like in Jennings' situation. Don't be a bully. Don't taunt. Bad stuff's going to happen. People are listening to you. A couple days later, this happens. Do I blame Jennings? Absolutely not. But we are asking for worse. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of where most Americans are these days. It was just, one day I'm on the side of ICE, the other day I'm on the side of Pretti. I think a lot of Americans are confused.
There's a game coming up called Super Bowl, right? And Seattle is going up against
New England
Patriots. And it's so funny because we can go through a whole different conversation with New England, with Bill Belichick. Maybe we'll do that all the way at the end because I'm sure we all have some opinions on Bill Belichick not making it into the Hall of Fame. Tom Brady said, if I have to come back and play with only one coach, I'm not picking anybody else but Bill Belichick. And the guy didn't make it, and 3 other coaches were first ballot Hall of Famers, but this guy didn't. But anyways, Patriots, Seattle Seahawks, while this is happening, you're watching it, and if you believe future looks bright, you may want to wear this gear that we're launching here today. Go ahead, Rob.
It starts with what you wear. Not just style, identity.
I like that you went with the British guy.
Built with precision.
Vinny.
From the curve of the brim to the weight of the fabric. Every detail matters because this isn't just apparel. It's confidence you put on, pride you represent, a statement without saying a word. Where performance meets legacy. This is more than gear. This is who we are.
All right, go to VTmerch.com, folks. Good for Mano. Looking good. Go to VTmerch.com, place your order. Future looks bright. And by the way, Mano, right there, used to play for the Chiefs. He's now here running VT Sports with Danny Cannell. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.